Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Quest. I've also heard it, it doesn't say it anywhere that I can see, but I've also heard it called Quest Avalon. This is coming out of Avalon. It is basically Avalon with some things changed and an expansion from that, I do believe. So really fun game. If you've enjoyed Avalon, if you've enjoyed the Resistance, it plays the same. I personally love this style, this artwork. I think it is amazing. Honestly, one of the best that I have seen of any game. It just strikes my fancy personally as a person and as jumping in and wanting to play a game. Just looking at this, I just want to play it every time I see it in the board game cabinet that I have. So let's go ahead and give you a quick overview of what this game is and what it does so that we can see if it might be right for you. Alright, so as I said, this is Quest. Let's go ahead and just dive on into the contents. Wanted to put some things out a little bit for you to see. One thing I really like is that it is a nice small box. Everything fits in there fine, fits in there great, but it's a nice small box, so if you are traveling or wanting to take it over to a friend's house, it's not this huge box that you're lugging around. I appreciate that. So we've got the mats here, which you probably, you will remember these mats if you've played those other games. I'm hoping that you've played some of these other ones. If you haven't, the basic idea is you've got two teams. You have good and evil, and what you're trying to do is you're going on different quests, which it sounds like more than it is. When I first heard about this, going on missions in Resistance, going on quests in this, it sounds like a lot more than it is. Basically what it is you say, we're playing a 4-player game right here, which that's another thing that's new about this game, is this goes down to 4 players, which I love, because before you'd have to get more players than that. It just made it difficult. So each person is going to have, not those cards, excuse me, these cards right here. Each person is going to have one set of a pass and a fail card. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I think this guy's good, I think this guy's good. We're going to go on a 3-person mission. So everyone would take one of these secretly and put them in the middle. And then you shuffle all those up so you don't know whose is whose. And then you go ahead and you take that, you look at it, you say, oh, it's a success. And so you look at all of them, and if they're all a success, then you would put a success on that quest that you did, which is really basically how the game works. And so you're trying to figure out information. If you flipped over 2 of those and they were success, 1 was a fail, you know one person out there is evil, one person is a villain. And so you're trying to figure out who that person was. The villains win if there are... This game is interesting when there's 2 right there, but in this game you would win if you got 3 correct, if you got 3 that passed, and the villains would lose if there are 3 that are failures. And so in this one, I actually have never played a 4-player game, so I don't know if you still need to get 3. I think you still need to get 3 to win or lose. So that's the basic idea of how the game works. If you enjoy games with deception, this is just an incredible game for that kind of a thing, where, you know, the fun is in the people that are playing the game. You're looking around, you're yelling at each other, I know you're evil, I know you're, all these different things, and you could be lying the whole time and pretending like you're evil. So if that sounds fun to you, that is basically what this game is. Definitely for certain groups of people, but if you enjoy that kind of thing, my wife does not. She hates games where there's deception involved for the most part, so this is not one that my wife would love by any means, but it is still really intriguing, and for certain groups, I love it. There's also 10 of these cards. You can play up to 10 players, which is great. Being able to play from 4 all the way to 10 is just amazing. And so if you have a bigger group, still being able to play with this is super fun. You have just a list of your base characters on one side and then optional characters on the other, good and evil. And it tells you what all these do. Some of them have special abilities, some of them don't. And so that's another thing that changes in this. The original Resistance was very straightforward. You didn't really have a lot of bonus things, but some of these like the apprentice right here, raises one hand during good's last chance and may raise a second hand after evil is revealed. I don't exactly know what that means, but it sounds good. And so some of these have different things. Brute, he's an evil guy, may fail only the first 3 quests. Very, very interesting. So if you get to a different quest further on, he would have to do a success even if he's a bad guy. And there are a bunch of cards here. Man, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's 26 different cards. That's amazing. That's going to give you a lot of different replay value. And so it's very well designed. I think what they've done generation to generation in this idea and style of a game is wonderful. I love this one. I'm really, really excited about it because the artwork is fantastic. The theme is great. All of the components are super, super fun. They've changed a few other rules that I think are amazing. And they just give you a lot of replay ability value with these cards and that kind of stuff. And if that wasn't enough, I'm not trying to like sell you on this. I'm just trying to say if you're into this type of a game, I would recommend it. Beyond that, there is the director's cut right here, which is super, super fun. So you've got 2 director's cut cards right here that can be played with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can play with the same amount of people right there. Director's cut. Quest has been many years in the making, and what started out as a thought experiment transitioned out of an expansion for Avalon that ultimately was better suited to become an entirely different game. Along the way, we tried many different options, and this director's cut represents what I feel is a very strong alternative set of rules for Quest. So there's an alternative game that you can play right there that's really, really unique as well. And then they give you this, which I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but it's fun. It's super fun because I think that is I guess it's just an extra card. I thought that I saw that card already in here, and so that is what was confusing me, if I can be honest with you guys. This guy right here. So this guy is already here and he's in there apparently. He's just a minion of Mordred. So he is a bad guy, a base bad guy. There are base characters, base good guys, base bad guys, that kind of thing. But overall, super, super fun, guys. There's a lot more involved with all of these different things I didn't really talk about here, but wonderful pieces, awesome kind of stuff. Really, really like it. So hopefully that gives you a touch and a taste of what this game is, what it does, and why it may or may not be right for you. Thanks.